Okay, so I'm just loading my plans here into Stack, my preferred estimating software. If you are in the market for an estimating software, I highly recommend you look into Stack, especially if you're just starting out. It's by far the best for individuals. Um, yeah, it is on the more expensive side, but it's a great investment. So I'm loading some plans from Apex, North Carolina here. I'm going to be diving into how I do my estimates for striping and sealing. It's a very straightforward trade, but just kind of want to dive into the basics of how you ensure your profit margins and that sort of thing. Okay, so I got my plans laid out here. Um, I know these plans very well because we work on Walmart all the time. But generally, you're going to look for your civil plans to start. It's kind of, if you don't know how to read civil plans or read plans in general, um, striping and sealing site work usually going to be on here. We have our stop signs if you're doing signs. I'll open up that one. Two of those open. Also going to open up my demolition site plans and then pick up plans. Anything else? I'll look into these SECP details after. So I'm going to start here. Just going to kind of read through the notes. Nothing that really applies. Nothing too crazy. We have our details right here, so I'm just kind of going to jump into it. Let's see. This is our overall plan. Okay, I'm going to dive into these individual plans and then go to the whole overall. Just kind of going to get a feel of everything that needs to be done. Seal coding, kind of going to look for your letters, so I'm going to remember these. Usually we do signage too. I'm just going to walk through the striping, but yeah, it's kind of, if you have a lot, you're just going to have to keep referencing this. But so N usually means new crosswalk. Seal code, you can kind of just look at the plans, but yeah. Okay. So I'm going to start here on SECP1, just because it's the easiest. We have our demo plans. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to create my takeoff here. Stop bar and text removal. Oops, I'm going to do a count. Text removal. I don't understand why I need a scale for a count, but okay. Anyways. I'm going to assume that one right there. Okay. Cool. Okay, I'm going to see T. Arrow removal. Okay, F is going to be the yield. Okay. Lowercase a. Okay. I'll include that refresh right here. Okay. Cool. So now I'm going to get into actual striping and seal coding. So I'm just going to know this is VLP. Let's see what that is. V L new stop bar. What is a P? Seal code. Okay. So I'm just going to call this one as a whole stop bar and text. I have like a unit price for that, so I'm just going to count those up. Okay. I know this S is going to be new arrow marking. Okay. I'm going to capture this in on the other page. I'm going to go for this seal coat. All these seal coat areas. You don't have to get too accurate with this because generally you're going to kind of go outside of these limits anyways. These architects aren't always most practical people. Again, I'm going to skip over this section because I know I'm going to get it on another page. Speed through this a little bit. Got all of that seal coding done. Now I'm going to grab this in, which is new crosswalk striping. Right? Yeah. New, yeah. I'm just going to call that crosswalk striping. This is kind of where I get a little creative. Whoops. Crosswalk striping. I'm going to do a linear crosswalk striping. It's where I get a little creative with the copy and paste. Because I'm not going to sit here and measure every single line like this. So I'll do like 3, copy these, paste these down. Okay. I know that this is roughly the same size. So I'm just going to copy, paste this over. There's no point in subtracting those, 20 feet. Same thing for this one. Oops. It's kind of gonna copy and paste all this up. Oops. Select. Again, most doesn't have to be nearly exact because you're gonna use extra, so that's why I kind of am not super scared about overestimating, because you're going to end up striping areas that weren't in the plans, based on the client's request and all kind of stuff. So easier to go ahead and kind of price for 10% over now, then go back and try to do a change order for $500 worth of striping. It's just not worth it. Might as well just capture that now in the initial bid, because it's probably going to happen. I'm being a little extra sloppy for the sake of time, but I'm going to go copy this. Boom. Paste that right here. Easy enough. Oops, don't need to do all that. Okay. Just a little area of silica right there. Okay. So it looks like that's, let me see what this Q area is. 4-inch show stripes. Okay. I usually just measure that at once. 4-inch. Yellow stripes. 6 feet. Okay. And I kind of just go along and like this. Just price for it that way. I'm not going to worry about this refresh, because that's kind of I'll include like a bulk item for that, because you don't really know what's going to be refreshed until you get there. I'm going to do the same for this page, and then kind of go into pricing. So I'll be right back. So when I go into a unit cost estimate, you can do a material and labor if that's easier for you, but generally speaking, especially with striping, I like to go into a unit cost estimate. It's just easier for people to think about. So I know my rates. You'll kind of have to do a little math to get your rates. How many linear feet your crew can do a day, or however you want to break it down. At the end of the day, you can kind of base it on national averages if you really want to, but and then you can use your data, especially if you're just starting out. You don't know exactly how much things cost, but yeah, I would try to just do some basic math and see what you can break it down to. I know my seal coating is going to be around 75 cents for these jobs. My stop bars, text, and lines are going to be around 250. My arrows are going to be around 7.75. My crosswalk striping itself is going to be about $1.25. Sorry, that's the arrow removal. I'm 45. I'm a little expensive on the removal because I know these Walmart projects require you to sandblast or hydroblast, which is obviously more expensive. These are going to be 75 to remove those, and these yellow stripes are going to be $1 because of the way it goes. So yeah, and then you can incorporate travel if you have to incorporate travel and all that sort of thing. At that point, to conclude a proper estimate, you're going to go over here to the scope of work. You're going to type out your scope of work. Let them know kind of like a time frame, anything like that. terms and conditions, you're going to want to put, if you have in there, price to come back and restripe at 30, 60 days, whatever it may be. A lot of clients want that. Or you can put it as an alternate price. So yeah, that's pretty much how you're going to break down the estimate. You can get into the nitty gritty of if unit cost, you're going to put your, you can start marking things up if you break it down that way. I really don't break it down that way. But you can do it that way. You can just put it in here at cost and then put a waste line item. So say, like we were talking about, 10% waste. For each one. And then you can put, generally we're trying to stay at 20% profit margin. So obviously that'll allow you to break down this estimate a little more clearly. And I have my at cost items where I could break this down. I would change this. So I'd be at 95 cents for this. So basically will balance out to be, roughly the same. So yeah, after that, you're just going to send it to the client. After everything is detailed out in your summary and your scope of work, you can add your logo to it. You can choose how detailed you want the breakdown of the takeoffs to be. If you want them to see the linear footage, the square footage, or you just want to do an all-encompassing bid. Generally, clients don't really care that much. They would rather see the all-encompassing. So yeah, your scope of work is going to come. Your scope of work is going to be up here, it's going to be up here. Then they can go and see each page, what you priced on each page. And that's pretty much my process of estimating for striping and sealing.